Hello and welcome to another edition of Sand Shark Bites. I'm your host Justin Jarrett, joined as always by James Duffy, Professor James A. Duffy, if you will, and my left-hand man on the County Channel baseball broadcasts as well this season. We did our first broadcast together last week.
From field level, which was great. We had a good game to see. Weather was okay. Weather managed to hang on for us as we played the Thomas Nighthawks. Pretty fantastic game we saw, then broadcast there, and then they won 2 more after that. It was great.
Yeah, how about that baseball team? Undefeated at home so far, now 5-0 at home, 9-1 overall, won 8 in a row, and huge series coming up this weekend. Won't have any of those on the County Channel, but we'll have all 3 on the Sand Shark Game Day Network with number 15 Kaiser coming in. The Seahawks are obviously ranked 15th in the nation and one of the top teams in the Sun Conference, defending regular season champs. So it's going to be an exciting series this weekend. We'll have a doubleheader on Friday at 11, baseball for brunch, as I say, and single game at Saturday on noon. And an exciting team to come out and watch, man.
I'm telling you.
We got our first look at them this weekend, and they're fun.
Yeah, and the run differential has just been amazing. I mean, they're just out there scoring run after run after run, and we're seeing these huge leads that they're amassing, and they're just wiping the plate with everybody. It's fantastic.
And when they haven't scored the runs early, they've fallen behind. They've been able to pull out a couple of crazy wins. Game 2 on Saturday, the final game of the series against Thomas, scored 3 in the 9th inning to win that one. That was a wild one. On Tuesday against Trinity Baptist, down 5-1, scored 3 in the 6th, 3 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th to win that one. So it's kind of a never say die attitude and a really fun team.
If we're putting together a highlight reel, last Friday's game against Thomas, we've got the bases loaded. It's a tie game, or they've got the bases loaded. It's a tie game, 1 out, 3 men on, line drive to Brandon Joyce, who is in the air at the crack of the bat, snags it and gets down and gets the tag down on third base.
Yeah, phenomenal play, and really, I mean, you forget about one play in the scope of a season, but that's the kind of thing that can almost be a turning point, not just for a game, but for a series, for a season. You know, if that one gets through, who knows how the game winds up, and then maybe you don't end up sweeping both on Saturday. Maybe you lose 2 out of 3. But man, what a great play by Brandon. And you know, there have been those plays throughout. Tommy Estepari is smoking the ball. Max Balter has answered the question, who can replace Ashley Morris, or at least some reasonable facsimile thereof. Some really good ball players on this team. John Gora pitching great. Jamie Strock is back and pitching well. Julio De Pena, everybody's favorite guy, throwing it well. So it's been a lot of fun to watch them so far, and I'm really excited to see how they measure up against the top 15 caliber team this weekend.
Yeah, this is going to be an amazing time, and you'll see this, of course, probably after those games have come to an end. But we'll be paying real close attention to these 3 games this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, and you hopefully will see this in time to get out there on Saturday and watch us hopefully win the series from Kaiser. So lots of good stuff happening there. A little bit different on the softball side. They've taken their lumps a little bit, as a young team is prone to do, but we've seen a lot of exciting things out of them too. They split a doubleheader with Bruton Parker last week and then went down to Daytona and lost a couple at Embry-Riddle. So a little bit of a sluggish start for them, but I've talked to Coach Laura Heberling about it, and you know, we agree that kind of thing can, you know, build character in the long run, can be a positive in the long run. To take your lumps early, kind of knock the players down a peg a little bit and be a wake-up call to some degree. And there's a lot of talent on that team.
And there's some really great offense across the scale of kind of age ranges, I suppose. We've got Haley Brown doing really well, Marissa Becker doing really well, and then our freshmen, our first-year players are coming along.
Yeah, there's a number of freshmen who are contributing. Kayla Boyle playing center field and swinging a good bat. Emma Irwin has really hit the ball well at home. Alexa Moore is another freshman who's swinging it well. So there's a lot of young players contributing, and as you'd expect, you're going to lose some tough games. You're going to learn some tough lessons early in the season. But man, not just for this season, but looking forward to seeing all that young talent. It's exciting to think about how good that team could be for years to come. So we're excited to see them again when we get a chance. It's going to be a while. They don't get back home until March 10th.
They have the next 3 weekends are all tournaments.
Yeah,
somewhere.
3 tournaments in a row. They're going down to Plant City, Florida, which is down near Tampa this weekend, face some really tough competition, and then they'll go to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and play a little round robin down there, and then also play at Gulf Shores, Alabama for another tournament. So they're going to see some great competition. They will be battle tested by the time Sun Conference play comes around, and hopefully make another good run there.
And they're not back at home until March 10th.
March 10th against Cumberland. Our old pal Bracken Lambert will be in town. He's
outstanding.
He's a GA at Cumberland, so he'll be traveling with the team, and be good to see him as well.
I always feel like I'm just filling Bracken's chair. I don't ever feel like I've taken over this role as sidekick here, but I just feel like I'm wearing the old man shoes.
You're much more than a Bracken stand-in, I assure you.
What else? We got golf happening.
We do, and in fact, we're going to talk to Alexis Bennett on today's show, and we have to apologize to Coach Danny Allen because he was our guest on last week's show and had some technical difficulties in exporting the file. Zach explained it to me as the file was corrupted during export, so not sure what happened, but
sounds like the fix was in, the mob was involved.
The interview with Danny Allen has gone into the ether. It's no mas, and it didn't happen. So I promised him we'll get him back on or get Brad and Judd on before the Sand Shark Classic and preview that event. And I think Brad and Judd might be the way to go there. We may be able to have some
fun.
That
might be a whole new show all on its own there.
Yeah, that'll definitely be the comedy hour. Lots for the outtake reel on that one. But we'll talk men's golf a little later. They're off until March 6th and 7th, I believe.
We have the Sand Shark
Classic out at Old Field. So we'll talk about that ahead of that event. But the women get started this week. They're going Friday to Savannah Harbor. They're going to take on SCAD in a duel, and then they'll be right back at it the next week at Savannah Quarters, taking on the Armstrong Pirate Invitational out in Cooler.
Is it a DUAL or
it's a dual DUAL as in a golf match or a wrestling match.
With 2 people.
Yes, not this kind of duel. Right. So yeah, fencing would be a duel, but this is a duel, I guess.
Could be both. Use your homonyms effectively.
Could be a little bit of both. Yeah, they could whip out the golf clubs and do a little fencing, but probably not. So we'll talk to Coach Bennett a little later and preview their season coming up. I know they're itching to get back on the course for real, get into a tournament. There's just something about playing practice rounds just isn't the same as getting out and playing a tournament. So they're excited about that, and they get to play the number 2 team in the country to start things off. So that's exciting. And track and field, after a long wait, we'll get back after it as well. They had a couple run the half marathon, and nobody had national qualifying marks, although I believe Abigail Lackey was within a minute of a national qualifying mark. So hopefully she'll find another half marathon to run a little later in the season. But they'll take the full squad to Savannah on Saturday, over to Savannah State, and I think that's basically our home track. We run 3 or 4 meets over there this year.
We got at least 3 there coming up in the next month. And,
yeah, so if you are a big track fan, you're going to be over Savannah way and just not into baseball for whatever reason, go check out Sand Shark Track instead over in Savannah and take some pictures. Send them to me. I'd love to have them. I think I may get over to the following. Well, I'll be busy at baseball. So
I was overhearing a conversation about the 400 hurdles, and I was thinking, they run 400 hurdles? How long is that race? It's not
400 meters.
It's 400 meters with hurdles.
Hurdles every so often.
Not 400 hurdles.
Yeah.
That would be a long day.
Was that Brandon Gourdine or Rochelle Toth?
I don't remember who it was.
Those are our 2 big hurdles.
Overhearing conversations, listening in on conversations I'm not supposed to listen in on.
But yeah, I'm excited to see how they do. First, full squad meet in about a month almost. So they went to the one indoor-outdoor meet down in Embry-Riddle and got their feet wet, but they've been working hard since then. So hopefully some really good results from that.
You see them out there a lot over on the far side of the recreation fields, throwing and
you see the chuckers,
and chucking, putting, and all that kind of stuff.
Putting and tossing and throwing and javelining. Still in the market for a javelin catcher if you're looking, if you have any eligibility left. So it feels like a lot's been going on, but we just dispensed with it pretty quickly.
Because we're going to put the golf on here in a minute, but
yeah, and I know you're still recruiting for the big soccer match.
We still are recruiting for the faculty, staff versus students soccer match before the chancellor's what's the word?
The word has been lost.
The word's been lost. Investiture. There we go.
Investiture. I was thinking installation, and I knew that wasn't it.
That soccer match will be March 16th. The investiture will be on the 18th of March. So you got those things and St. Patrick's Day in between.
Yeah, we've got a slow week next week as far as home events. Everybody's on the road next week, so we get a chance to kind of catch our breath and settle down. It's been a wild start to the spring season, but an exciting one again. Baseball 9-1 and knocking on the door, and going to be an exciting weekend.
That first one they lost to Trinity, right?
Yeah, they lost to Trinity, and I've got an explanation for why they didn't hit that day. The new bats arrived like the day before. They pulled them out of the box, went and played, hadn't swung them before, weren't comfortable with the instruments yet.
I understand.
And Joe Schaffhauser told me that. He's a pitcher, so he doesn't buy it. But he did say that's their excuse. That's what the hitters are saying. So, well, whatever bats they're using now, they're working now.
They broke them in.
They're working now. And hopefully we'll keep them going against Kaiser. So that's a snapshot of everything that's happening in our neck of the woods. But let's go a little more in depth with women's golf and talk to head coach Alexis Bennett right here on Sand Shark Bites. Joined now on Sand Shark Bites by USCB women's golf coach Alexis Bennett. Seems like we just had you in here not that long ago, and of course we had the girls in the studio having a little fun too. So still hope to get something online for you guys to get to know those girls a little bit better. A fun bunch, and finally time to get on the golf course. I know you guys have been working hard, getting ready for the season. Big match coming up, even though it's just a dual match. I know it's one you take very seriously, taking on SCAD, the rivals from across the bridge, and coming up on Friday. Time to get started, right?
Yeah, it feels like we were just here in the studio, but it feels like it's been more than just the 3 months since we were on the course. So I, and especially the girls, are really excited to get back out there. And it's kind of nice to start with a duel, even though it is against SCAD, obviously an in-conference rival, but also the second-ranked team in the country. So a really good start to the season, kind of hit the ground running, but nice to start with a duel as opposed to, a 2 or 3 round tournament where we kind of get to see, who has what and what we're working with going into the rest of the spring season.
And close to home. You'll be close to home a lot this spring season, it seems like. You'll be at Savannah Harbor for this duel, and then several matches at Savannah Quarters. A lot of chances for the local fans, if they're big golf fans and want to get out and walk the course, come out and see the Sand Sharks.
Yeah, obviously the National Championship switches locations every 2 years. So last year and this year, we have the opportunity to play half an hour away from our own beds and our own campus. So tried to take advantage of that and got into the Armstrong state tournament, which is also at Savannah Quarters. So just doesn't hurt to play multiple rounds and get multiple chances to see the national championship course. Going into that week, there's a lot of elevated nerves, a lot of expectations. So it's really nice to be able to play at a place that we've gotten 10 or 12 rounds in previously throughout the year.
Absolutely, and the last round you had on it was a really good one, the second round in the NAIA Fall Preview. Emily Turner went crazy, made 5 or 6 birdies in a row. Team just went nuts on the back nine and had a great showing, so I know you guys are going to have some confidence the next time you get out there.
Yeah, I hope that they really took that through the off season and are bringing that into especially their experiences at Savannah Quarters, to go 1 over on that last 9 holes from all 5 of them. So even if we would have had to count the 5th score, to be only 1 over through those 9 holes was a really spectacular performance. Obviously the round as a whole came out pretty even, was still one of our better rounds, but nothing historic. But hoping we can put together some front nines too to back up what we have clearly seen we can do on the back nine.
And some competition within the squad this year too. I know you had a little competition, had some different people in the lineup in the fall. Going to play everybody against SCAD, but then looks like it's going to be the Euro Sharks to start the season, all Europeans?
Yep. So the 5 that have consistently been the top 5, we do have a little bit of shift and movement from that 5, 6, 7 spot range, but those 5 Europeans are looking pretty solid. So.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll have a good showing on Friday. We'll be able to talk about that next week, and then what's up next after that?
Right after that is the Armstrong event, the 29th and 1st of March, right at the end of the month. So we get a couple weeks after the duel to make some adjustments going into the first event. And then it's kind of hit the ground running. Several events in March, and then conference in April and nationals in May. All
right, I get to spend my birthday March 1st out in Pooler, and hopefully celebrating a great finish from the Sand Shark women's golf team. All right, well, we'll talk to you more during the season goes along. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Alexis Bennett, USCB women's golf team. They're going to get started on Friday over at Savannah Harbor, taking on SCAD, and then get out to Pooler, February 29th and March 1st. See them in the Armstrong Pirate Invitational. We'll be right back with more here on Sand Shark Bites. All right, you were commenting that Alexis may be the person who's been on the show more than anyone other than you and I,
She's been on a lot.
and that's probably true. First of all, her team plays in both seasons. She has the highest ranked team in the department, and she's always a willing guest. So
I wasn't criticizing.
that's the
I was
trifecta.
just saying.
No, just
And
explaining.
when you say highest ranked team in their sport, it's not that isn't a personal preference.
Correct.
Like surveying
They're ranked
among
in
the athletics department.
They're ranked in the
Who's
top
your
10. I
favorite
think
team?
they're ranked 8th right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have the highest ranking among USCB teams.
Outstanding.
And she's a willing guest.
Yeah,
That's the number one
we love
reason.
the willing guest.
She's always around the office at the right time and willing to do it. So she finds her way on here a lot. But we do love women's golf, and we love those Euro Sharks. So we're looking forward to seeing how they play next couple of weeks. So, well, that's about time to put the bow on another episode of Sand Shark Bites, believe it or not. And so we have just one thing left to do, and that's to pick an athlete of the week. And for me, it's easy. It's your homeboy. He puts on for the city of St. Louis, Imperial, Missouri. It's Tommy Estepari. He's the Sand Shark center fielder wearing number 99 in the program, number 1 in your heart. Tommy went on fire this weekend against Thomas. He was named the Sun Conference Player of the Week on Monday for his efforts after going, I believe, 8 or 9 for 13
Right.
against Thomas. And then he had another 3 hits and a couple RBIs yesterday against Trinity Baptist. So Tommy's leading the team in almost everything, batting, slugging, on-base percentage, stolen bases, right there with Cal Davis and RBIs, just tearing it up and playing a great center field. So he's been a huge addition to the lineup and a huge part of the success for Sand Shark baseball
So
far.
even though Charlie McGinnis is batting 1,000,
Charlie McDennis did have a nice game, I will say that. And I had a great time talking with his father, Tim, who is a big Mizzou fan, believe it or not, from Springfield, Missouri. Charlie didn't have quite the production level that Tommy had, just for sheer lack of opportunity.
That's right.
Charlie did have a couple of hits in his first start, and as you mentioned, he's batting 1,000, 1 for 1 in conference play. But Tommy Estepari had a ridiculous week. He smoked 3 off the wall and has been consulting with Ashley Morris about how you hit a home run in Hardyville. What he doesn't know is it's almost impossible to do in February when the wind blows in. It's like our own little mini Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
When the wind shifts around from the south and blows out in March and April and May, it's a little easier to get one out of the yard. So they're coming, Tommy. Don't worry about it. And hopefully many more Sand Shark Bites Athlete of the Week and Sun Conference Player of the Week honors coming your way as well, and many more W's for Sand Shark Baseball.
Absolutely.
So that's going to do it for another episode. We'll be back here same time next week, and we hope you will too. Until then, keep those fins up.